whenever you are coming to a presentation, you are coming to understand the technical things, you are trying to understand, talk to the fellow people, trying to understand what is the latest of the, but what is the final outcome going to be or has to be? It is the how you are going to make benefit out of that learning and make money. That's very simple as that. So when I say, when Mr. Venkatrao said that this is going to be the topic, I thought that's wonderful. Certainly I will join in to give a presentation on this, sir. When you look at the problems currently, problems are the same, whether it's north or east or south. The diseases are almost same and the issues are almost the same. There could be some little differences, but it's not that different. But what makes different is how individually you are handling the issue and how you are going to address those issues. There is two things. One is that diseases per se, and another one is disease management. So when you are good at the second part of it, you make money, as simple as that. Sometimes you go into the mindset or the frame, sir, this bird, no sir, this breed, no sir, it will have this problem. But the same breed, same these things would be performing somewhere else better. Definitely it is doing better, I have seen. Then which is right? Whether our understanding is right or whether we have not understood fully. That's the big difference. It's like just riding a bike. Somebody will try to run an ordinary bike and still he will. I have seen, I was just driving in a car, I have seen an old car, but many, these things, old model, I remember 118 something, it was going around 120 plus speed. Just when I was coming in the nicest, latest model, even then it was going very fast. What was that? That person knows very well how to ride that vehicle. Very simple as that. I was wondering, he has not said that my vehicle is old. That model I have not seen for many years. A green color, I think, but my Premier 180, something like that. It's very basically same thing. It's about the understanding the vehicle and understanding that same vehicle, understanding the breed and trying to run it is a very, very important part of it. When you come to that, and you have always this confusion of trying to do the best, which one is the best one? So here comes understanding of the latest disease situations and disease managemental practices and trying to overcome that. Probably this is where your knowledge of the latest happenings would be of built useful to you. I will try to go through it a little bit. I have chosen few diseases, or not exactly only diseases. I have just chosen few things you could see on this, this is Newcastle bronchitis, including the same old IBD. Still, I was told that it's striking back, and of course, evergreen product, the problem of the Marek is also there, and finally, mycoplasmosis. Certainly, it is on the rise. Let us look at that, the issues. One of the issues which still haunting and still we didn't get a good answer to this, during the peak period, the production drops. That's a big subject. I would deal it certainly here, even though I don't have a complete answer, but still I have got some clues on that. Eggshell issues, and if you look at it, production problems. Some time back, I was there in hospital, and there was a lecture from Professor Devagowda, and I was the second speaker on that. When I was talking to the farmers, I asked them, sir, what is the major problem here? So I was expecting some diseases or something. They said only one thing, sir, huge production fluctuation is happening. Incidentally, it happened to be not the disease. I will touch upon this in the coming presentations. So sometimes it could be a disease, but sometimes we think it is a disease. Actually, it may not be disease as well. That's what your nutrition plays a long role here. This is a picture I have not recently, could be a year back, we have taken from coastal Andhra Pradesh. People started asking, sir, what is this? Is it ascites? No, it's not ascites. Ascites is that a complete fluid happening in the belly is an ascites. It's actually an ovarian cyst. Basically, it is an infectious bronchitis. All right. What is that? You can see here the bird standing posture. It's called typical penguin posture. This penguin posture is nothing but basically an QX strain. So this is a latest entrant into our problems. Right, sir? You could see this is the commercial birds nicely standing there on the platform. When you cut upon, you find water bodies here. And if you look at it, and you could find various degrees and sizes of the ovarian cyst. Now, all right, what is this going to cause? Two things it could cause. One is that you will be looking at only the mortality part of it. Mortality part of is a part of the story. What is the another big story is, underlying story here is, the birds won't peak properly. This is another thing which we are witnessing. Over a period of time, slowly and slowly it happens that from the mortality pattern to what you call left to the shift. What is called left to the shift? It don't get you that much big problem. Consistently, prolifically, you will be getting 1 or 2 cases, but the birds won't peak problem. This is a major problem in the broiler breeder. I work a lot on broiler breeders, basically. But this is I am observing in the commercial layers as well. Let us see another thing, and don't think that we always tell, sir, this is, has it been reported in India? Yes, it has been reported in India. It has been Dr. Raja, a professor in this Namakkal Veterinary College, who happens to be my batchmate as well. He has reported this problem long back. It's in 2019, you have published it. And this is another, probably few of you who might have attended my presentations earlier would have seen this slide, very, very interesting slide. And you see here, even though there are no specific problems, randomly they have necropsied the birds and collected samples, and you could see here, if you see CL means commercial layers, CB means commercial broilers, you see CL. As early as 2nd week, you are finding the lesions in the kidney. What does it mean? Before you vaccinate and schedule it, you have to remember this very, very clearly. This particular thing is a very interesting thing for you to understand it. Reason is that this is going to be very important thing for scheduling your vaccine. This is there in the layer stage, it is there, and you 36 weeks, 26 weeks it is there, as well as 2 weeks and 3 weeks also it is there. All right. Another problem what we have observed is that I was on a specific request because of some few companies. I started visiting their big group. They started finding gout in the grower stage. They have done the vaccines, and of course, sir, you are saying it is IB. We have done vaccination for IB, and even then I am getting gout. It's not only one specific area. Some people suggested it could be because of excess minerals or excess calcium or phosphorus. It is possible, but in this case, it was not nutritional, it was infectious. So when I told them, when I asked them the schedule, there was enough of a Massachusetts strain, what we called as a mass strain, but they are contented with saying that, sir, we have done vaccination and still it is not working and it is not IB. Please, another interesting thing they have asked, sir, we have given this vaccine, it is not working. I asked them when. Sir, we have placed this vaccine around 3 weeks of age and one more vaccine before point of play. My question to them was, when there is a problem at second day itself, if they are able to isolate in the kidney, how is your vaccine going to protect it? It will not protect. That's my point. Even though they have applied variant vaccines like 4/91 or iBird, in this case, very, very important point is scheduling is quite important. In the problematic forms, I told them go with day 1 only, not less than that. Even in some of the schedules in Bangladesh and all, we use day 14. So now when I am going to tell them, so when they said, sir, we have done vaccine, there is a reduction. We have done our killed vaccines, but even then it is not working. Please remember, killed vaccine is just like that you are giving an armor, saying that allowing somebody to come inside and we will fight. That's what killed vaccine does. Maximum their humoral immunity. But the best thing is IB has got a robust cell-mediated immunity. Means it's like just a gatekeeper. They will stand outside. They don't allow the disease to come. That's what the live vaccine does. So please remember, it is a combination of things is going to help, and this is my suggestion. Please employ vaccine of live and combined. That will give you the best results. Coming to the next disease, a Newcastle disease. Newcastle is another problem, and lot of things that people are asking, sir, we are using vaccines, but even then it is not working. Which vaccine should do? So we have got even genotype 13 up to E, we have got isolated. So people will ask you, sir, what is this, sir? Every time you are keep on increasing vaccine schedule, my bird, every day I am getting vaccine. Should I add, sir, this and that? This is a lot of debate on the scientific community, but I would like to put forward my personal view on this one. There are problems. For example, just if you look at these kind of lesions, very, very typical, where there will be no hemorrhages on the papillae, it will be on the papillae as well as in between papillae, like a smashed up appearances it will be there. So this is a typical Newcastle disease, and you are going to have these kind of lesions, which is a typical of Newcastle, genotype 13, or what we call earlier 7. All right, you will find the papillae, ulcers in the intestinal, these things you can see here. Sometimes you will find this called typically called mango eggs. So these are all also we used to find it. This is nothing but Newcastle disease. All right. Now, there are many schedules are there, and the question to you, what I would like to ask is, sir, should we go for a killed vaccine? Should we go for an genotype 13 vaccine? Or what we should do? The thumb rule here, what I have observed is, we found better results when the titers are on the good side. Very simple as that. Whichever gives you, whether you are using a regular NDK, whether you are using an broiler NDK, whether you are using for example, the genotype 13 vaccine, doesn't matter. As long as your titers are good, I found in my personal experience, this has given a best results. Time and again, this has proved. So this is about Newcastle. Infectious bursal disease is a very old disease, but why it is striking again? I was talking to some few fellow veterinarians in coastal Andhra Pradesh. They were mentioning, sir, in the late stages also we are getting IBD outbreaks. We don't know why. But what I would like to say is that one all is, it was doubt. Sometimes it could be another toxin. No, it was not that. It was when we done a PCR, it was found positive. Let us go to basic understanding, and when some of them we did sequencing as well. Here there is a catch. Okay, sir, you may do sequencing and all those things. You will tell, sir, what is that, whether it's a variant or standard or everything. How do we handle it, sir? Because in commercial layers, for example, if I can say, sir, it's in the G3 lineage, it is there, your vaccine strain is more than 3% different from that, the disease strain, the protection will be little low. Now I am a farmer, now I am a vet, I am going to handle it, right? I can give you results like this. Many people would not be understanding that, but still few technical people who could able to decipher this, but how I am going to handle this? The answer to that is, whatever in our hand which is controllable, please do that. For example, if you are going to have a vector technology and you are going to administer in day one, and probably if you say that I am going to get a better result, that works well for broilers or some kind of a thing, where it in the hatchery is in their hand. But for a commercial farmer, when the chicks has been delivered, you have to take care. Please remember, I've seen wherever outbreaks are happened, lot of the cases when I inquired farmers, they said they had a problem with mycotoxin. Do not underestimate mycotoxin. I'm trying to say that, sir, our vaccine is not working. Vaccine will not work. Second thing is that be cautious in the first dosage of vaccine, in IBD vaccine. You have to be very careful. Sometimes it damages bursa. And third observation is that I've seen when the bird protein percentage is good and body weight is good, and when they are using immune modulators, same farm where the earlier cases of IBD outbreak has happened, the next farm they didn't have it. So rely on the conventional wisdom of basics. Never always people are fasting, are trying to ask, sir, which one is best vaccine? Sir, this is the most frequent question I used to get. My answer to them is, please understand these basics. Go back to that, it is better. Marek, it's still an issue. Try without understanding that it is not the fastness with which you are going to do the vaccine. Please remember, forget about the one which they are doing it on the day one. Second time you are doing vaccines, maybe what you call commonly cylinder vaccine, maybe it's a cell-associated SB1 HVT. They are very pride saying that, sir, our vaccinators are happy to use 2,000 doses per hour. I have solved one case in Bangladesh where when they were having a frequent outbreak, I told them, reduce the speed of vaccination. You pay the vaccinators more money, never mind, you will get better responses. Indeed, they got better response. So there is a lot difference in the optimal speed. If you say 600 to 800 birds, when you are going to do it with machine, that's a different thing. You can go for 1,500 birds. But when you are going to do it manually, never expect to do that same thing. You can be proud of that. But when we have seen, recently I was a moderator on International World Vaccinology Conference on Marek. One of the method we used to employ in that they were discussed is that to see the accumulation of the Marek particles, viruses in the feather pulp. They have demonstrated that the speed at which when they are doing it, it can be directly correlated in terms of measuring the Marek's viruses in the bird. So you have to take care. Again, please understand and look at it how they are doing vaccine. Respiratory disease complex is in quite a big subject. I would like to very limitedly touch upon only one thing over here. If you ask what is that respiratory disease complexes, sir, and they will tell, sir, maximum it is an CRD, chronic respiratory diseases. Today, if you look at the peoples and if you ask, sir, egg selection problem is there, you ask anybody, any farmer, many times they used to tell, sir, calcium phosphorus problem, sir, mineral problem, sir, or phosphorus is not sufficient, sir. They will ask again nutritionist, sir, you do something, do something. But nutritionists also try to tweak as much as possible and they say, no, this is what I did and again, okay, you are asking, no, I will add again D3, something like that. But how many times we believe that one of the major culprit could be mycoplasma? One of the major culprit in egg selections in the recent times in Bangladesh is MS. More than MG, Victor was asking that, it's more than MG, it is MS. But the dosage what we are giving is not the right dosage. If I say the right dosage, people will sometimes get shocked also. You will try to say, sir, this is not possible. Tylan, actually, if you are going to use it for Mycoplasma synoviae, it is not 500 grams, it is not 5 kilo, it is at 10 kilograms per ton of it. That's the right dosage. Sometimes we give medicine only to satisfy ourselves, not to the real giver. So I leave it to you, but it's a big thing. But coming to the, of course, sir, here I would like to emphasize only one point. What is called the best solution? Is it the complete negative, MGMS negative, or it can be anything? I don't want something called a negative these things. Please be these things. There is a balance between cost and a balance between the treatment. It has to be in a balanced form. Reasonable level of mycoplasmas don't create much problem in the absence of secondary invaders. I'm repeating. Mycoplasma cannot create a major problem alone. For example, when you are talking of water hygiene and all, when you are going to run it, when things are under reasonable control, we found very good results. Even this is applicable to this one, even it is applicable to LPA, anything. It's a very, very simple as that. So, coming to that, so in take home of this one is that please take care of the other respiratory things, and finally you attack and balance and situation. Right. Coming to the production fluctuations, which I have often spoken. Production fluctuations is sometimes I have seen when the protein part of it, when you are having a trouble with the soya cast or something, when you are having too many of the ingredients, I have seen the production fluctuations. You will try to only look at the nutrient specifications. But look at it, sometimes the negative repercussions, sometimes what it has is, for example, if you are using gingerly oil cake more than 20% in the inclusion, you will very easily find egg staining will be there. So you cannot avoid it. So you are looking at it two things. One is that the cost optimization, another one is health point of it. All right. Eggshell quality issues, I have already touched upon. You know very well. What is that? This one. So always it's not a nutritional. There are more things than diseases. For example, I mentioned MS, which is caused egg apical shell abnormality. Right. Drop in peak production. This is a still big topic. Frankly, technical people at this point of time were not sure. Probably I would have to admit it. But only one thing I would like to say, there were various postulations, it could be AE, it could be LPA, all those things. But nothing concretely happened. Some people even using TRT vaccine also, live vaccines in Namakkal and all. I'm not sure. But one thing I have seen, whenever the feed consumption is not optimal, in that flock also we find this problem. So please take care of the feed consumption. So that's another critical thing when it comes to production problems. Coming to my last slide. See, when you are going to talk on that, see, you will probably tend to say that, sir, this is having an issue, this is having an issue. You look at it how in some part of the world they are handling it. Try to understand it and try to implement it, you will get a better result. Every bird or every breed or every sector has got its own pluses and minuses. There is nothing called always plus. There will be some lacunae in everything. In every good thing, there will be a bad element also would be there, or some lacunae will be there. It's up to us to understand it and try to make it up, get the best performances. We are not here to run the what you call show them that this is what our production performance is. We are here to run the business to understand at what economical cost we are going to run the show. There is a balance between robustness and the productivity. You have to understand there is a fine balance. When you are going to strike that, you get the best performances. You could try to implement few of the suggestions what I have seen here. Thank you so much. Thanks for giving this opportunity. Thank you so much.